First, want to say hello to everybody. I know some of you guys are taking your lunch break with me, so thank you. Let me know what you're eating, what you're drinking, or if you're having coffee. I'm having tea. This is my good friend, Louis. He is the CEO of COROS. He let me come by. I'm in between workouts right now. Come by the COROS office to hang out, answer a bunch of your questions. You get to know Louis too. He's a pretty cool guy.
Yeah. We
got 5 minutes until the official start. So just talk to me. Let me know how you guys are doing. I'm looking at your questions right here. So I have my phone right here. We got Louis's phone is recording us.
Right.
And I want to know where you guys are. Where are you right now? What part of the world are you in? What are you doing? If you are having a meal, if you're having a drink with me today, let me know what that is. Dave, hello. I hope that you're feeling amazing after your first 20-mile race.
Cool.
Joel Mackey, thank you very much for the kind words. We got people from Denver, Erie, Pennsylvania, NorCal. We got Melbourne, Australia, Portland, Oregon, Long Beach.
Yeah, neighbors.
Yes.
The weather has been good so lately.
I know. SoCal, Houston, Texas, Washington, D.C., loving my COROS pace. Yes, it is a great watch. Who else we got? Portland. Oh, San Pellegrino. I love me some sparkling water. Doing laundry in Chico. Yes. Folding clothes. That's like the time. If I am going to watch a show, I'm doing laundry and I'm like catching up on a show. That's the best time, right? So thanks for joining me while you fold your socks and underwear.
5:30 in Australia.
5:30 a.m. in Australia. And you are already up, Karen Pendle.
Yeah.
Good job. Coffee to fuel before the gym workout.
I think we have the second largest followers from Australia for our COROS.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Second.
You know what, Australians, you Aussies, you are our friends. We love Aussies. We love you all. I love going over there and visiting it. I really feel like we got France. Every time I go, I feel like I'm in Southern California, like the beachfront and everything. Have you been to Australia before?
Yeah, I mean.
Oh my gosh.
With my daughter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when she was only 6 months.
6 months old?
I
Okay,
took
so
her
she
all the
doesn't
way.
remember?
She doesn't remember. I put her in the water actually.
Aww.
It's a lot warmer than the California
Yes.
beach. Yeah, for sure.
We got French Magnar. And who else? Okay, we're going to start here in like 90 seconds, people. So for those of you that are just tuning in, you are joining me and Louis. Louis, we got to look here. So we're looking at questions here.
Right.
This is Louis from COROS. He is the CEO of COROS.
Hey, guys.
And he's also an incredible rock climber. Like, follow his Instagram. I'll tag him. I tagged him in some of my previous stories. But follow him. He's got beautiful pictures. And you're just fun to follow. I think ultra runners, mountain runners, trail runners, we naturally love rock climbers too because they're getting down there on the mountains as well. And I think a lot of us have tried rock climbing to some degree. I know I have. I'm not amazing at it, but I do love it. I saw that you were at Center 1.
Yeah, I'm inviting Sally to Center 1 to climb with me.
Yes.
Anytime, let me know.
So I take my kids there. They have an amazing
they have a kids camp.
Kids area, and they have been several times. And my daughter is insanely fast at climbing. She's a little.
Maybe she's
tiny.
Be a better climber than a runner.
Yeah.
At some point.
Maybe. Yeah. But I feel like rock climbing, it has always, it's always kind of pushed my patience and focus. I mean, it really makes you think and take things slowly.
Sure. Yeah, for sure. I think the rock climbing is probably the only activity that I do can make me 100% focus on this.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think about anything else when I was on a wall. Nothing about work, nothing about business.
Yeah.
It's just amazing.
Yeah, and I think that's good practice. Like, I need to do that. I need to be in more situations where I'm totally focused. Like, people ask me all the time, don't you get bored when you're running? I'm like, Oh my gosh, there's so much going through my head. Like I'm like writing when I'm running. I'm thinking about like emails that I need to get done. I'm thinking about my athletes and this injury and this race coming up. I mean, what I'm gonna make for dinner that night. I mean, and then my run's done.
Yeah, sometimes I have that issues on my running too, but in climbing never. So you have a few try not to fall. You know, then you're 100% naturally focus on the climbing itself.
Yeah, but Center One, it's actually not far from here. If you're in Southern California, Center One, it's an indoor rock climbing facility. It's massive, and it's beautiful too.
Yeah,
I mean, it's amazing. And it's on Groupon a lot too. I'm a big fan of Groupon, so that's why my kids will go. Anyway, let's get started. For those of you who have tuned in because you want to see if I'm going to be answering the question that you sent in, I will also be answering just the top questions that I'm asked all the time. So first of all, I had the great privilege and opportunity of being signed with COROS on their pro team in the middle of last year. Right. Lewis had actually contacted me while I was trialing out another watch. I've trialed many watches. If you've been following me for a while, you've even seen me wearing 2 and 3 watches at the same time because I really do care about the details of my running, and that's why I've tried so many watches. And so I've tried everything from Suunto to Garmin, TomTom, Apple Watch. I was wearing actually the Apple Watch on like really short runs and just when I would go to the gym because of the communication. Like I'm so tied to constant communication, but it's not a it's not an ultra running watch. It's not for racing and really everyday training.
You are one of the very earliest athlete that we sign up, and because you're local, we have the time to meet with you. I know you've been trying our watch for almost 3 months, right? Before you. But
I tried it for like 3 months.
Yeah,
yes,
it's a serious consideration.
And he kept contacting me like, "Have you tried it yet? What do you think?" Yeah. But I'm like this, and I know you just met with Rafal of Spring Energy. I'm like this with everything. When a company approaches me, it's very important to me that I trust the company and the product and that it's quality and it's actually something I love and will use. I really feel like I have a responsibility and to my community to speak honestly and with integrity about the things that I use. So I'm not just going to say yes if someone offers me a contract because I want to make sure that it's something that I could tell other people to use in good faith. That's
definitely, we want the real, the authentic feedback, the recommendation to, now people get all kinds of advertisement. They know what is real, what is something getting paid. So appreciate all the help.
Yeah,
I'm glad we are making good progress.
Yeah. So I started out using the Pace watch. That was the first watch that that I got to use. Loved it. I still think it's an incredible watch. Still have that watch. And then you guys launched the Apex, which I fell in love with. Kind of like a shoe. I like the Apex because it's so pretty. So sometimes we choose our shoes because they look amazing. Sometimes we choose watches for that reason. So if you saw my story yesterday, you saw I was playing around with all the bands and right now I did a hybrid. I did pink and blue right now. I love that this watch, especially when it's all white, I can wear it out all day. I wear it on my dates. I wear it in business meetings, but also when I'm training. There are 2 faces, right? There's the bigger face.
Yeah, this is a 46 millimeter, and this is the one on Sally's wrist, which is 42. So I have the bigger one.
Yeah, I have the bigger one too.
My
daughter tries to steal this one all the time. Yes, for my races, but sometimes I do like the big. I like the bigger face.
Yeah, does give a better visibility as well. And it carries longer battery life.
Yeah. So we're starting to get a lot of questions coming in. I am seeing a lot of these are questions that I have seen just in the past. I want to say thank you to people that are watching right now, but I know people are going to watch this later on because we'll make sure we save it and repost it. I get questions every single day about this watch, and I'm always happy to answer them. I'm hearing a lot of the same questions though, so that's one of the reasons why I was like, hey, can I stop in the office and have the most knowledgeable person about this watch answer some of these questions? So I think the biggest thing is people are, I think, one, are a little bit shocked the watch that is apparently so great is so well priced. So people kind of want to know, like, the nitty gritty. What is it about the Apex that stands out, and does it really stand up next to a Suunto, a Garmin?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Apex is the most incredible watch that we ever built, and we truly believe this is the best GPS watch in the market for the runners and the triathletes and everybody. So just a few key highlights. As the easiest thing, we may have 10 great things about this watch, but the easiest thing to talk about is the long battery life. I don't think any other watch can achieve such an amazing battery life in this compact size and the lightweight. So the 46 millimeter features 35 hours in full GPS mode. And
so the
42 is about 25 hours.
So 25 hours in GPS mode, okay? Yeah. For this size that I wear.
And this is the 35 hours. I mean, for a regular ultra runner, we probably can't finish 100 miles within 24 hours. What? So this is your go-to.
You can. Anyone can.
So that gives you a good confidence. Like I don't need to worry about my battery, my watch at all. Let me focus on the race because I know this guy can do it.
And overall battery life is 80 to 100 hours. Is that right?
No, it's a 30-day regular use. So if you just
30-day regular
turn
use.
on the lights and put it back. So, when I travel, I don't take my charger with me at all. It just leave your charger at home and charge it every once in a while. Because you ought to have 20 charging cables in your back.
I know,
you don't want to add
it's
one
crazy.
more.
And I'm seeing you repost that a lot in the COROS Instagram.
Right.
Everyone is constantly saying they make screenshots. I don't know when I last charged this, or I can't tell you when.
There was a post last week saying I haven't charged it since 2018.
Yeah,
so, which is pretty cool.
That's pretty awesome.
Right.
That person isn't working out apparently either.
All right.
They're just doing regular use, which is awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, that is so good to know.
And we also built an Ultra Max mode in the watch, meaning it's even better battery saving mode. So you can turn it on and the watch can go up to 100 hours in Ultra Max GPS
Okay,
mode.
so Ultra Max GPS mode. How do I get into that, and when would
the way to go to Ultra Max is pretty simple. Let me make sure I can use my watch as the example. So if I go to a run and I start a run, and then now it started. So long press the back button, and then you will activate a menu. From the menu, that's how you can turn on and off for Ultra Max mode.
Okay.
So.
And does it shut off a whole bunch of other features? Is
no,
it not
everybody everything is the same. Still same heart rate, the same elevation, the altimeter, everything stays the same. The only thing we build a technology in is, in the regular GPS mode, the GPS is on every single time, every single second.
Yeah.
But on the Ultra Max mode, the GPS will be on for 30 seconds for every 2 minutes.
Oh, okay.
So it turns on only 30 seconds, and then use the motion sensor for all the data that you have to best estimate your track.
Right.
So it's not a traditional ultra mode when you turn the GPS to 1 point per 5 seconds. That's not accurate because you're gonna zigzag everything. But on the Ultra Max mode, our technology actually can utilize your motion to.
So if I wanted to do, let's say, a 4-day stage race, I could keep it in the Ultra Max mode, and I could use my watch all 4 of those days.
Yeah, for sure. That's the goal for that mode. Or if you're going long distance hiking.
Setting a new FKT on a particular trail.
Right. And you can actually view the remaining battery percentage on your watch where you are. You can decide to turn on the Ultra Max or turn it off. If you see, awesome. I have 5 hours to run, but I only have 10% left. I may want to be careful about that. So I'll turn on Ultra Max.
Okay, awesome. People want to know as far as a lot of people are using Suunto, they're using Garmin. How does Apex compare to those two? Why would I choose an Apex over those two watches?
Yeah, so
does it have all the same technology?
Yeah, technology, the hardware sensor is all in. Like all the sensors you can think of, most of them they are in Apex. We do a better job in terms of software. For example, we use the same GPS chip as the Suunto 9, which is the top line products. But our GPS accuracy is much better than them, according to third-party reviewers.
And according to me, yes, it is.
Well, actually,
there's
a pretty fun comment from reviewers saying, hey, Songton Polo, you should learn from COROS how to make Sony GPS accurate.
Oh, so wow. Yeah, cool. That's a nice compliment.
We're proud of our engineering team. As such a young company, we made so much progress. Mm-hmm. Right? And I mean, this another pretty unique thing is the digital knob, if you can see. We only use 2 buttons. One is the back button right here. One is the digital knob on the top, so you can scroll the digital knob using only 1 finger. That's pretty cool. I just, typically, traditionally I use 2 buttons to pinch the watch. Mm-hmm. And then I realized this 1 finger control is really make my life a lot easier. So I don't need to hold it like this and pinch like this. Just use 1 finger without looking at it. And the vibration give you feedback of how is the data. And I just realized yesterday when I'm holding a water bottle on my right hand and I'm running, I only have 1 finger to use. I don't have 2 fingers. Yeah. So the only way is to use the apex if you're running with a water bottle just to scroll it. That's just amazing.
And you can, the setting I love that however your brain thinks, if you want to scroll up or down, you can set it to scroll through information, whether you wanted to go up or down, which I think is awesome. So that's one of my favorite features when I'm running because of my very, very precise schedule of my daily life. When I am running, yes, I'm all in. I got my pace. I got my distance. I got, what else do I have?
Elevation.
I have elevation. Well, my main screen, but I also need to know what time of day it is. Like, that is a big deal to me. Yeah. And so it's so nice that when I'm running, I can just quickly scroll up really quick, see what time of day it is, make sure that I'm hitting everything right and get back to my car at the right time. But I can also, this question came in yesterday. Someone said, while I'm running, can I see how much total ascent that I have climbed over the course of my run? Let's say you're doing hill repeats or you're going up a mountain and you want to see, okay, I've just run 10K, how much have I climbed? It'll show you not only how much you've climbed at that very point when you're looking, but how much you've descended as well, and what elevation you are at. So it could say, you're at 4,000 feet or 1,000 meters, and you've climbed, 900 meters, or you've climbed 1,100 feet, and that feedback, that automatic feedback is so important, especially if you're in a workout and your coach is telling you need to hit certain things, or you have a goal for that workout and you want to make sure you're hitting it. That kind of feedback is what I want to know in the workout, not after I've uploaded my information to Strava.
Right. The real time information is very important. But in the trail running navigation mode that we're gonna release next month.
Okay, did you guys hear that? Yeah. Next month, another update.
Right, another will come with the trail running mode along with the navigation track. That will give you a preload. You can upload your GPX track to your app, and that will show up on your phone, so you know where to go, turn left or right. And another cool thing is you can actually see how much is your elevation gain or loss for your future. Like, you will see this number. Now, okay, we are right now. Yeah, and then you can see, okay, I'm ready for another 5,000 feet climb over there.
So you just climbed 3,000 meters, and guess what? You have 15,000 more.
Right. So be prepared. Make sure you eat your spring energy.
Right.
Gels. The hill aid is.
So we can upload that route. Right. I can upload a route. So I can upload the Western States map to my watch. And it's going to tell me how much I've climbed and how much I have remaining.
I know some people would like to print it on the arm, right?
Yeah, they'll do the tattoo,
you don't need
but
to
no longer.
Just put it on your arm.
Yeah. Now what we need to do is a future update is aid station. 5 kilometers away, right? If we should get races to kind of work on this.
That's actually called a point of interest.
This is a really good idea.
We can put a point of interest to your map, and then you'll see how far is your next aid station. We're also working on your nutrition alert, which can remind you every 40 minutes to eat and drink.
Oh, yeah. So that's a big one for me. So as a coach, I'm going to put my coaching hat on right now, people. This is another reason why I love this watch, and I love hearing that too. I tell my athletes, every time you have a long run, you practice your nutrition. And one of the things I have them do is like, especially if it's a runner at the beginning of a training plan, and let's say they're training for 100K, I'll say, all right, this weekend, see how your body feels when you eat every 40 minutes.
Yep.
Okay, next weekend, we're gonna see how you feel when you eat every 30 minutes. And they take notes after each of those training runs. And they then say, okay, I think I need to be eating every 30 minutes or whatever.
That's
so
being
able, there you go. So having something remind you. How many of you guys have been in a race before? Like in the later stages of the race, like you come into an aid station, you don't even know where you are, let alone can you remember the last time you ate and how many calories you ate, right? I would love to have something remind me consistently. While I'm racing, like, hey, it's time to drink, it's time to eat.
Yeah, those are all great feedbacks from the athletes that we work with, from the user. Then they keep sending us those suggestions, and we'll pick what matters most to the athletes, so we'll build it in. So we're always in the mode of improving.
We have a lot of questions coming in right now. Someone just said, wow, you can add point of interest.
Yep.
So that will be something that will be in the update.
Point of interest will be eventually coming, but not in February, because we need a little bit additional time to make that happen, but this is definitely
so stay tuned for that, Cat Trails. We got something from Christina. She said if COROS came up with a horseback riding mode, every endurance horseback rider would be in love, including me. Oh, that's right, Christina, hello.
Actually, our helmet can be used for horseback.
Yeah, the helmet can be used. We need to talk about the helmet. Light key, this is the Apex. This is the Apex watch that we're talking about, but all the functions are also on Pace, is that correct?
Yeah.
The Pace has a different battery life.
So the Pace has different battery life, a little bit lighter weight because of the housing. And the only thing Pace doesn't support is the navigation track feature, because we're utilizing this digital knob to zoom in and zoom out for the track. And Pace with traditional button design, it's not the best experience.
Okay.
So we decided to keep it for Apex only.
Okay.
In general, we try to introduce the features to both Pace and Apex at the same time.
Okay. Very cool. That's good to know. So all the updates will always hit both watches, except for the trail navigation.
The navigation.
Yeah, will only be for Apex.
And this is one more cool thing I want to share is the watch actually learns about yourself, about your fitness levels of how well you're running.
Oh,
because it gives you real-time feedback of the percentage of stamina. Have you used that?
I've seen it. It's in the app, right? After you're done.
It's in the watch as well.
Oh, that I haven't.
Yeah, you can see
at the end of the run, does it show?
Not really, it's real time. So you will start from 100.
So it's telling you like, hey, you're not really actually giving your best effort on this when you're supposed to.
Let me show you right here. Have you seen this?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yes. This is the percentage of recovery.
Okay.
I don't know if
Look
you can
I'm
see
learning too, people. There's so many updates on this thing. It's
so
like better
the cool
and better.
thing is, you will start from 100%, and the faster you run in the middle of the course, the stamina will drop.
Okay.
To 60%, if 50%, and if you slow down, it may pick up back again, meaning you're recovering. So the cool thing is the watch actually learning how well you're running. Of course, you definitely run much better than me, so your stamina drops slower than me because you're a better runner. So I've seen the watch has been improving for the estimate for my stamina, my fitness level. When I just got this, started using it, after 10 miles run, my stamina drops to 0, meaning you have to go back to recovery. I'm actually a better runner. Now when I'm using it, I just finished last Saturday at 25 miles.
Nice.
It was still 30%, so I can keep running. I only took 2 days. It's great. At the beginning, I didn't believe that it was showing me to rest for only 2 days and start running again.
Okay.
I thought I need longer time, but only 2 days later, I run another 10 miles, so it's perfect.
So let's talk about that. When the watch tells you how many, it actually does do everything as far as your recovery tracking, sleep tracking, all of that. Today I finished a run and it said I needed 8 hours to recover.
Right.
Sometimes I finish a run and it'll say I need 1.2 days to recover. And so what you're saying is the watch learns about you. Right. It can then tell you to recover better.
Yeah, that's the suggestion from the watch.
Okay.
But you as a professional runner, you probably know about yourself more than the watch,
right.
So you can take your own devices.
Right.
But for me, or general runner like me,
I can also be really prideful too and say, no, I don't. I don't need to rest.
Right.
Yeah. So this is good because it keeps me in check.
Yeah, because the key thing for that feature is make sure people train efficiently, and make sure it's safe. Don't get injured, don't overtrain.
Right. So tell us then, question that we got is, oh yeah, we'll go on that one, but I want to stay on this. The sleep tracking, how does that work? Do you have to wear the watch on your wrist, or does it just need to be near you? Are you wearing a heart rate strap?
You have to wear just a watch during your sleep, and it tracks your sleep and actually gives you a better number on your rest heart rate. Okay. Because that's the best time to get a rest heart rate.
True. Right. Your true resting heart rate. Yeah. That's true rest. When you're in your deep sleep.
Right.
Right. Yep. Okay. And I can wake up the next day, I can go on the app, and I can look at all the numbers. Yeah. It can show me how many times I woke up in the night. It shows me what my resting heart rate was, how many hours I was in deep sleep, light sleep. It's pretty incredible. And it's really pretty. The app is so beautiful. And I'd love to say, too, of all the watches I've tested, the Apex uploads to their app all my information so fast, incredibly fast.
That's a unique technology that we have.
It is, and I used to think, so sometimes I'd get, okay, like I did a 25-mile run, this is going to take like 15 minutes for this to upload. Like some of the watches I'm using, it's like, how long is this going to take to upload this information?
Make sure you don't fail. If you fail, then you're going to reconnect again.
Yes, it's so frustrating. I've had information lost too, which is not fun. But this, like, it's seconds. It's seconds that
I'll say uploading. Like about a marathon distance takes maybe 20 seconds. Yeah. Just to upload it. Like, I don't even care. I just stop the watch, shake my hand, take my phone out of pocket, data is there.
Yeah. And if you are on Strava, if you're a Strava user, as soon as it uploads to the COROS app, it immediately uploads to Strava. It's like same time.
Almost same time.
So you can see all your course records and all of that stuff that you...
Yeah, we even do something even more detailed. Like if you're in a zone without internet connection, the app will know if the Strava upload is successful or not. It will keep trying until you get to the point, when the data was there.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah.
We have a question from San17. Garmin seems to close their GPS on Sundays.
Really?
Is their GPS open 24/7? I've never heard of that.
I've never heard about that. GPS is a system that's turned on every time. So
yeah. That's like, okay. And then we have Magnar is asking, how does the interface perform in the cold using gloves?
That's a great question. Let me explain two things.
Great question, Magnar.
The knob with the light running glove is completely no problem. I've been using it in winter, throughout the whole winter, no problem. Nice. I don't use a super thick down glove, that's the thing. And actually when we talk about the battery life, it's not because we have a larger battery, it's because the power consumption on the watch is much lower than all the other watches. Oh, wow. That brings a longer battery. That also brings another benefit of the performance for extremely low temperature can be better than the other watches because the battery performance drops for everything. Everybody.
Yes, like phone. My phone's dead in the cold. Right. Like if it's freezing.
Yeah, it depends on how much energy your watch needed for that operation because we have low power demand. So the watch actually lasts longer in the low temperature than the other watches.
Magnar, I hope that made you very happy because I know you live in a cold place. All right, my Garmin seems to miss like 1,000 feet of gain on a run where we get 5,500 to 6,000 feet. So if my friend gets 6,000, my watch shows 5,000. Love the accuracy of the data. So how frustrating is that, right? Like you ran just as much, but on Strava it shows they ran 1,000 more feet. Like it made it look like you were cutting the run or something. So not cool. Yeah. So let's talk about that. I know this is a question across the board with all watches, and I think it is a frustration. Some people use their phones to track their runs. Sometimes it's a watch, and in my experience, I feel like there's never going to be the most perfect tracking of elevation. It's, some people live in places where they're covered in trees. Others are, in wide open areas. Right. I know that affects it. So
Right. So the elevation, the best way to determine elevation is using GPS. However, GPS isn't the best to determine elevation gain and loss because the difference can be anywhere between like 60 to 100 feet if you completely rely on GPS. So that's why the phone elevation gain loss may not be accurate because it doesn't have the altimeter in it. So we have the barometer that's building right here. If you can see a little small hole right here, make sure you don't cover that in your run. So that reads your air pressure changes throughout the whole run, then give you the best estimate of the elevation gain and loss you have. And you're right, the cool thing about this watch as well is how does it handle the GPS signal when there's no GPS signal or when it's really weak, right? So we have the algorithm that's building, it learns your regular running stride length, cadence on your normal days when GPS was good. So it knows how fast on each cadence that you run. So if you go through a tunnel, then it gives a very good estimate of the numbers you have. It also helps in indoor running. So once they learn your outdoor running cadence of you using it indoor, it gives you much better.
So when someone's on a treadmill, talk to us about that then. I mean, that's really important. If someone's on a treadmill, how and why are they still going to use the Apex watch?
Well, of course, the treadmill gives you numbers, so you know that. So, but treadmill doesn't upload to Strava. So people prefer to use this to track your run on treadmill. Maybe a regular watch will only use a general average length of your stride multiplied by the steps you have. It gives you an estimate of your whatever total distance. But our watch learns your regular cadence. Like if you have 180, that's your estimate of your stride length. If you're 200, that's another estimate of your length. So put everything together, give you the best estimate of the data. However, one thing to keep in mind is people sometimes tend to use different running style on the treadmill versus outdoors. Although I run faster, my stride length is so big, and on the same speed on the treadmill, you can say like small steps very quick or long steps slow. That may affect the accuracy possible. So my recommendation is try to use as close as can as you running outdoors on treadmill, so the watch will give you the best reading.
Okay, all right.
Right.
Let's see. Differences in the models. I'm thinking of getting one. I'm just not sure which one I should get. I'm a newbie ultra runner. Someone else said, what's the best one for a newbie ultra runner? And then does the watch itself do heart rate, or do you have to wear a strap? So what's the best for a newbie? And then let's talk about heart rate too.
So heart rate is...
And tattoos, which we're going to talk about tattoos.
There's a tattoo here, right? So let me see if I can turn on my... we have a heart rate. See the blinking green light? That's the optical heart rate sensor on your wrist that give you numbers for your heart rate, so you don't need to wear a strap. And then for new runners, what's your recommendation for them, Sally?
Goodness, I would say the Apex.
Yeah.
Just because it's the Apex and the Pace pretty much have everything. I like that the Apex will be updated though with these turn-by-turn instructions. You can download routes, which I would think is almost, that's a huge perk that I would. And especially for people are always asking me like, where should I, I'm visiting this area, where should I go to run, And a lot of times I'm telling people to go on the All Trails app, which is kind of like Yelp for running and hiking, and it'll pick up your location and show you all these great places to run. But how nice to be able to go and do a run that a friend or someone that you follow on Strava
for a new area that I have to consistently take phone out of my pocket to see where I am, what's the next right turn. So having that on the wrist will definitely help.
Yeah, so I'd say the Apex. So do you have to run with your phone to use the GPS? No,
you don't have to.
You don't have to. It's right there in it.
I just carry my phone for photos. Sometimes I stop for taking some photos.
Yeah.
The trail is beautiful.
Very, very good. Okay, maybe you went over this earlier, but is there a heart rate function? So there is. So let's talk a little about the heart rate function, because I know heart rate, for the people that are like committed heart rate training, for those of you that are triathletes watching, I know that's really popular in the triathlon world. But then just the idea of when we're building back fitness, sometimes that's how people start out their program, is they will spend a phase in heart rate training in order to build fitness, and people like to track that. A lot of the watches and chest straps, you know, sometimes they cause a lot of grief because we could be walking and it says we're at 180. Like, really? I'm just walking out my door and already my heart rate's at 180. What are some of the reasons why a heart rate might not be read correctly? And tell us a little bit about what's in the Apex.
Yeah, so in general, I'll say technology-wise, the chest strap is the most accurate way for you to measure your heart rate.
Chest strap is
the
most
accurate. If you're 100% serious about the heart rate data, so our watch can be compatible with the majority of the chest strap in the market via ANT Plus connection. So just by pair that chest strap with the watch and you get real-time data on your watch from the chest strap. Right? But if you don't wear it or you don't care that much like me, you know, I just need to know my average heart rate for my run. What's the highest, what's the lowest, that's it. So this is perfect, very convenient, easy for you. You know, just for some additional knowledge, heart rate sensor is using your blood in your wrist to measure where you are. So in the winter time, optical heart rate sensor has a better luck. Worse, you know, not good luck because your hand is cold, your blood become minimal under your skin. So this one, the optical sensor may have some hard time finding the right signal. Okay. So it may get confused especially by the cadence that you're running. So it's called Cadence Lock in the industry terms. Okay. Like especially in winter, that may happen. So to solve this, one thing is wear it tight. You know, usually I wear this on the third hose of this strap, but when I'm on run, I'll just go to the number one, the tightest possible. Oh. And then
tighten up your watch, especially on the cold days.
Yeah, wear gloves to keep your hands warm.
Wear gloves.
And sometimes I strain
Or two pairs like me.
Oh, you are?
I'm such a whip for the cold.
Yeah, sometimes I drop my arms lower during the run just to let the blood go through to give extra warmth. That's actually good tips from mountaineering life. Like,
really? Drop the arms? I need to do that.
And a swing like this.
Because I struggle from elbow to fingertips. When I'm cold, I have very little use here. I really struggle. Right. So that's good to know. I thought it was interesting too that you had talked about people with tattoos. And if you have tattoos in this area, then the heart rate monitor on the wrist is not going to work because it's all blocked by ink.
Yeah, I'll try the other wrist if you don't have it.
Or try the other wrist, yeah. So set it up on that side. We are going to probably wrap this up here really quick. I'm going to see if there's any more, any more questions that are coming in. Clay has asked, does the watch app, does the app store daily heat rate data?
What is heart rate? I assume that's me asking.
Oh yeah, daily heart rate data.
Yeah, it's recording your daily heart rate. If you're not in a workout mode, it will record every 10 minutes. Okay. To give you a better estimate of the overall.
Awesome. Daily life. And then we have Bronlin 5 says, do these watches have an easy to use countdown timer to use for HIIT workouts, high intensity? You know what? So excited because I love HIIT workouts, and before this got the update, I was just going into run and turning on the timer, then turning off, turning on. So dumb, right? But you do a long hold down here, right?
Yep. Long hold down. And
hold down. I know you can't see that. You show them.
Yeah. Just,
I can't reach.
Go to the long hold right here. Press
hold that button.
And you have the whole menu. And we have the timer. Also, we have the stopwatch.
Timer and a stopwatch. Yes. So, for those of you that need to do your 30-second strides or 1 minute on, 1 minute off type HIIT intensity training, there you go. You don't need to go into bike mode or run mode to use the timer. It's just right there in the watch, so that's pretty cool. Do you have to wear it on the same wrist every day? Does that matter? So when you go into your settings and you're setting your watch off, it'll ask if you're wearing it on your right or your left wrist. So I would say, yeah, just keep it there. And if you want to change to another wrist, just change it.
The only difference between left and right is the lift to light feature. Because the left and right hands are different.
Oh,
so if you just set up correctly and That's it.
It wakes up when you lift your wrist. So I think that's why you want to keep that there. I can't read that.
I can't read Japanese.
Oh, I didn't. Okay, what else? There have been so many questions, even ones that we missed here. But I'm going to wrap it up because this has been a long show already, and I am so happy that everyone joined us today. We are going to keep this show up. It'll go permanently on, not permanently, it'll go on my story for the next day. So if you want to go back and watch it, or if you want to scroll through and see if your question was answered, please do that. But keep your questions coming anyway. If there's something that I didn't answer here, feel free to message me. You can also message Lewis. Yeah, he's on Instagram as well. Make sure you follow the COROS Global Instagram profile. They post beautiful pictures all the time. They love to share what you guys are doing with your watches, how they're working for you. They're always sharing everyone's pictures and whatever you do on your Instagram story. So keep those coming, keep tagging. And
you have a sweet discount for them.
Oh yeah, I do. I have an awesome discount. Sally 10. And you can get this watch, which will end up being
10%.
10%.
So the regular price on US dollar is $299, $300.
Yeah. People,
so
it's less than $300 for this, which is amazing. The watch that I was trialing at the same time of this one was several $100s more. So I'm very happy that we can present a beautiful, amazing watch with every feature that you could possibly want and that I believe in. And thank you today, Lewis, for meeting with me, letting me pop in here. Thank you, everybody. I love interacting with you. I appreciate your time, and I will connect with you again soon. Have a great day. Bye.
Thank you. Have a great day.
And you can hit the end up there on the upper.
There we go.
Yeah.